In this video, we're going to be discussing a few tactics for negotiating higher level salary. This is a big picture perspective rather than getting into the nitty gritty. I have plenty of other content available on YouTube at jobsearchtv.com, at my website, thebiggamehunter.us, in the blog that will help you. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. People hire me for no BS career advice globally. And let me just start by saying, whether you're just starting out in your career or you're a veteran professional, it's important to know how to effectively negotiate your salary in order to get the money and total compensation you deserve. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is you confirm your research. I say confirm because at the beginning of a search process, you should have done some research as to what your market value is. Look, you hopefully identified a range of experiences, and in talking with people, in doing research on sites like Glassdoor and LinkedIn, you were able to determine average salary for your role as well as a typical package someone might receive at your level of experience with your specific expertise coming from your specific type of organization for a role like the one that's being proposed. And thus confirming it now, because time may have gone by, economic circumstances might have changed, in the economy, you always want to make sure that the numbers you're working with are current. The second thing I'm going to remind you of is to use the magic words, "I'd like to think about it," to give yourself time to prepare for a negotiation. Tell them you're thinking favorably about the firm, but there seems to be one or two rough edges and you want to think before responding. So you're giving them a little bit of a carrot saying, that you're thinking favorably about the firm, but you're deferring a little bit and you'll circle back. Now, the next thing I want to remind you of is, given the position description and everything that you've learned so far, get together a list of your qualifications, accomplishments, value adds that would make you valuable to this firm. Remember some of the moments from your interviews where they seem pleased or impressed, and remind them of that when you get into the conversation. And then also remind them they really don't want to go to their second best choice when you right there are the first, and how little money is going to make a difference between yes and no. So come prepared with some examples and data to support your case for the higher salary. So particularly in sales, this is easy to do. So you can talk about exceeding sales targets, bring that data to demonstrate your value to a firm. Generally, offers often reflect the current market and a company's financial situation when negotiating. There's a difference between negotiating during boom times versus a recession. And thus the next thing I'm going to remind you of is practice what you're going to say and anticipate potential objections. Say the words out loud with someone. Have a conversation as though they're playing the part of HR or the hiring manager, and be willing to negotiate over time rather than once. And I say that because sometimes it serves you. You make a point, they're starting to get pushy, and you want to hold off before agreeing or turning down. So buy yourself some time. You can do this conversation once, more than once, no more than 3 conversations, and buy yourself some time to get to your points. By the third, they're feeling tortured. Next, be confident and assertive, respectful, professional. That's what the practice is all about. Don't forget non-monetary benefits, such as getting additional vacation days or flex hours, or training or professional development or sign-on bonuses or paid relocation. These all involve real money that's going to affect you and your happiness going forward. And going into this conversation, one of the things I want you to have in your hip pocket is be prepared to compromise on something while emphasizing the importance of others to you. After all, negotiation by definition involves a compromise. You want them to, they will want you to. And thus, be aware of what are the absolute deal breakers for you that will cause you to walk away. Have some enthusiasm for them and the people that you spoke with, but you don't want to sound desperate, and you don't think that they want to go back to square one and start interviewing from the beginning all over again, or hire the second best person when the best one is right in front of them. So, last points I want to make. Follow up with them after the initial offer if necessary, to give them additional information that supports your desire for more money. And this one people find really difficult. Don't become so invested in joining that you become unwilling to walk away if the company is unwilling to meet your expectations. So that one's a tough one for most people, because especially as you start getting into negotiations and they're moving and you're moving, you really want to say yes, but there's still rough edges that aren't right for you. There's always another firm out there that will make the right offer. So to wrap up, between research and preparation and projecting confidence and being open to different forms of compensation, these are places where you can negotiate a better offer for yourself. I'm Jeff Altman. I hope you found this helpful. Visit my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There's a ton on the blog that can help you. Plus, if you have questions for me, there's a button, I believe it's blue currently, that says schedule. You can schedule time for trusted advisor services where you ask me questions. If you're interested in my coaching you, and by this point you're probably not at this stage, but for other people that you know that you want to recommend me to, there's the option for scheduling a free discovery call where we get acquainted, or scheduling time for paid coaching with me. I want to help. There's also information about my courses, books, and guides. Again, a lot at thebiggamehunter.us to help you. Lastly, connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/TheBigGameHunter. Mention that you saw the video. I like knowing I'm helping some folks. And I'll just wrap up by saying, hope you have a terrific day and be great.